Okay.
All right, it's 12:01 p.m. on Wednesday, April 7th, and this is our Regional Fire Authority Planning Committee meeting number 12. So welcome everyone, and I'll start with roll call. I'm Bruce Ansel from District 21.
Harry Andrews, District 4.
I'm Fisher, District 21.
Mark Land, District 4.
Chris Parks, District 4.
Dave Hansen, District 4.
Jason Vanderveen.
Matt Paxton, District 21.
Joe Quinn, attorney for District 4.
Karen Reed, facilitator for the Planning Committee.
Heather Logan, communications consultant.
Kenneth Kynham, president of Local 106.
Scott Brown, North Wacom, unit chairperson.
Don Ward, North Wacom.
So Bill, can you say hello?
Hello. Am I getting through?
Yep, we hear you.
Okay, good.
Good to see everybody. Thank you for being here. Go ahead, Bruce. Do you want anything else you want to do here at the beginning, Bruce, or want me to just?
No, we've got the agenda. It looks like it's not a lot of good stuff here. We don't have the minutes from the last meeting reviewed yet. There's I think a draft circulating your direction. And then there was a communication just this morning from you, Karen, sort of outlining our game plan. So I think we need to talk about timelines and the crunch and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to, if Jason will share the screen with me, I just have 2 slides on the calendar that I'd like to go over with folks.
You should be able to share, Karen.
Okay, a second. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so I just wanted to recap where we are and where we'll be doing today and moving forward. Let's see here. So today, the plan is to, if available, hear from the attorneys on the status quo ILA and figure out the next steps. I'm not expecting that there would be any action on that because the parties have not had an opportunity, as far as I understand, to separately deliberate on it. And I understand there are meetings scheduled for April 14th at District 4 and April 15th at District 21. The draft RFA plan has 2 little changes made to it from the version you saw last week, and we can just highlight those for you, but I am not expecting that we would act on this today unless you want to flag concerns with those 2 changes. That would be helpful. We would not want to formally approve this plan until after the 2nd round of public outreach, so that that's an authentic outreach process. The only thing I would like to make sure we get coming out of today is just confirm for staff whether or not we should at least dial up the notices to inform the public about the April outreach sessions and pick the dates for those so that we can be ready to launch if you decide that you want to go forward and do those outreach sessions. We'll need to get working on that in the next few days and pull the trigger no later than the 15th to give everybody a week's notice. So again, to get to the ballot in August, this committee would have to formally recommend the RFA plan to your respective boards. And then the boards of commissioners would need to separately adopt that plan as well as an election resolution and transmit all the resolution and request to get on the ballot to County Elections Office by Friday, May 14th. We are proposing to have another round of public outreach in late April, which would involve 2 virtual open houses with a Q&A session like we did in February. and we want to give people at least a week's notice of that. So bottom line, to make all this happen, I'm asking if both districts could commit today now to letting me know by email no later than 3 p.m. on Thursday whether you want to proceed to the public outreach, having had your follow-on meetings after today. So that's the one thing I'm going to really need from you today before we go, as well as the let us know if you want us to proceed with at least dialing up the notices for the public outreach and be ready to, pull them if we don't proceed and go forward if we do. Are there any questions?
You want that in a email, or can we just verbally basically tell you now?
You can tell me now if you want us to proceed. I want it to be confirmed in email, if possible.
All right, we'll do both for you, but yeah.
That'd be great. Thank
We're
you.
good.
Bruce, can you guys live with that schedule?
Yeah, we have our regular meetings at 1 o'clock on that day, and is scheduled to be no longer than 3. So
Okay.
as soon as we crank through that, we'll send off a notification to you.
Okay. I might on second thought, maybe ask everybody if you would be willing to take just 5 minutes to look at the public outreach stuff that is at the end of the agenda today before we go anywhere else, just to make sure we get a thumbs up on what we should be at least working forward towards in the interim. That's back the last couple of pages of your packet. Is that okay with folks if we just cover that quickly and for 5 minutes?
Sure.
Thank you. So it's the document that looks sort of like this with the blue stuff. Everybody can find that in your packet. Let me know when you're ready. Just do a thumbs up or something if you found it.
Page 21.
Thank you, Mark. Page 21.
Karen,
Sir?
on page 22, there were some blanks. I have prepared a spreadsheet showing what would go in those blanks.
That would be lovely. And we will definitely want that information. And if you have it, if people want to talk about it today, great. Otherwise, we can follow up afterwards.
Sure.
Thank you, Bill. That's great. So just to, I think what we're down to in order to do two public meetings like we did last time in February and give people at least a week's notice, I think we're looking at the last 2 of the 3 potential dates in order to have that 1 week's advance notice published. So we are proposing that we at least moving forward from today until we are told otherwise, plan for open public outreach meetings on Tuesday, the 27th at 7 p.m. and on Thursday, the 29th at 3 p.m. And if those dates are acceptable to you, that's based, and you are willing to, Heather will do the magic to dial up getting ready to tell the public about those meetings next Thursday, the 15th. So that's basically, if that is okay with you, we will proceed along those lines. If you have any questions or big concerns about sort of the nature of the proposed messaging, let us know. There are some blanks in here we'll need to fill in, and we'll need Bill's help on that, but we at least wanted to sort of give you a rough sense of the scope of what the messages would be. We have not done the work other than this document to prepare the PowerPoint that the chief would walk through with the public as he did back in February. So take a look at this at your leisure. If you have any big questions or concerns about it, let us know. If we're proceeding, we'll make sure we get everybody back together again. You will see the PowerPoint with all the blanks filled in, and we will ask you to sign off on whatever the presentation is to the public. And I'll be working with Heather and Chris Fawcett on that at that point. So can we just at least get a thumbs up on aiming at the Tuesday, the 27th and Thursday, the 29th for those meetings? If that will work, I just need a thumbs up. And that's all we need to talk about today on this, unless there's another question. Is that okay with the District 4 folks? I'm not seeing Dave or, thank you, Mark. Dave, it's good. Okay, Harry, thank you. Scott, you're good? Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. Well, we will plan on that. And then I think we can go back, I think, to the agenda item 3 on any updates. I'm not sure if there are commissioner updates or not.
No, not really. I mean, obviously, we just got a couple of communications, one on a new contract for the District 4 employee, and then the ILA agreement, which I believe the attorneys have passed back and forth. I think Mr. Quinn made a financial recommendation of the 1%, and to clarify, right? So it's not just an arbitrary, we think that was a substantial and you don't, and get into another fight. Matt, was that okay, that edit from your perspective?
Yeah, as a legal concern, I that seemed to make sense.
Okay. So, our board hasn't seen this. I mean, it's hot off the press right now. So it's kind of hard to move forward at this point. So I don't know that there's a whole lot more we can do today until we get an opportunity to present this information to our full board. And again, that'll be on the 15th. So.
Okay, that makes sense. And Commissioner Hanson, you guys will take it up on the 14th.
Yeah. And Joe kept us pretty abreast of what's up with it, and I don't think there's any issues on our side.
So I saw an earlier draft. It's a short agreement. It's all of 2 pages long, and appreciate you guys taking a look at it now that we have it. Thank you, Matt and Joe, for your work in pulling this together in short order. Much appreciated. And so that's that. Jason, were there any updates on the website that we should inform folks about? And then I'm sorry, I'll double back to other.
Nothing, no updates on the website or anything like that.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not sure if I'm ahead of it or myself, I guess, but there was the one section that Joe, and I think he was working maybe with Matt on, was that the makeup of the board, and there was a really good point brought up. If all of a sudden they drop from drop to commissioner, it would be kind of hard to have two to make the tie-breaking vote, and so Joe kind of proposed just going with the one, and that makes total sense to us.
Okay, we can double back to that in a couple minutes. Thank you. Good to know that you are okay with that language, Commissioner Hanson. So, and again, thanks to Matt and Joe for working through that on our behalf. But I apologize. Are there other commissioner updates anyone wants to offer here today? Commissioner Land.
Yeah, just real briefly, just so everybody knows, Jason or Chief Vanderveen was generous enough to let me hop in his car yesterday, and he took me on a tour for the better, the most of the district, give me a firsthand sense of what's out there, facilities, apparatus and whatnot. So just so the others know, as I continue to familiarize myself with what we're all about, I found that to be very, very valuable. And I wanted to thank him for spending that time with me yesterday or Monday.
Any reactions to what you saw out there in the field?
We have a lot of work to do.
From what the word is, that is exactly so. Thank you. Any other commissioner updates? No.
None here.
All righty. Election consultant. So Chris has a conflict to be here today, but she did help us with the document that we were just reviewing earlier, and is prepared to dive in when we get the go ahead. And I didn't have any other updates right now. So on the RFA plan, agenda item 4. So again, there are basically only 2 changes to this document from the version you saw last time. We accepted all the redlining in the last version. I added 2 things. One was the language from Matt and Joe on the governance compromise, and you can find that on page 9.
10 maybe?
Why is it not there? Why
Page
is this looking very, very unlike the plan that I was expecting? Oh, it's on page 8. And it is not redlined. It is section 2.2. On page 8 of the plan. And if you take a look at those 4 sentences, you'll see that is the write-up of the 3 votes on each side and the initial board, and the tiebreakers can be the remaining Fire District 21 commissioners, whether there are 1 or 2 of them, and those 1 or 2, those 4th and 5th seats from District 21 would be able to participate in all of the deliberations, but would not vote unless necessary for a tiebreaker. Any questions for legal counsel or concerns about this language, or does this look okay in terms of what you were anticipating?
Uh,
Okay to me.
Thanks,
Good here.
Gary.
Good here.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And I think the only other change to this document, based on our conversation last time, was on page where is it? Of course, I was just looking for the red lines and they're not here, so this is my bad. The $1.45 starting levy rate is the other additional data point that we discussed again, and the group agreed that that's the direction we should be going. Okay, that's on page 10, section 6 of the plan, paragraph B1. So, and that is there, unless any concerns or questions about that one other change. We dropped in also, actually, I guess there's a third, we dropped in the org chart that would exist on October 1st. That is back on page 17 at Appendix B. And so that's the document. I think it's slightly formatted, but it is substantively identical to what we were talking about last time. And so essentially, this is the plan that would be the basis for the public outreach discussion later in April, unless you tell us otherwise between now and then. Again, we would need another committee meeting to go over the proposed communication to the public and get you guys to sign off on that, and that is not ready today. That is it. The plan will remain draft, and this will be our basis for discussions with the public. And then in very, very early May, you would need to approve this in order to move forward. As a committee, you would recommend approving it. You are, of course, advisory to the 2 boards. That's all I got on that. The status quo ILA, again, you guys will take that up next week at your separate board meetings and let me know by 3 o'clock on the 15th if you want to proceed. And that is all we got for today's meeting, unless there's anything you all would like to discuss.
I will move to adjourn.
Can I make a observation?
Sure.
Every uniformed employee of the 2 districts has a patch on their shoulder. You also have a website with 2 different logos. You have vehicle with door logos or decals. You've got business cards and letterheads, all of which have logos. Having gone through this District 1, where we merged 2 fire districts, the process of designing a new logo for the RFA, which may have seemed like something you could do in a week or 2, took about 4 months. And the union, of course, was instrumental in moving that forward, and I think deservedly so. So it's not too soon to begin thinking about the creation of a new logo that combines elements of the 2, 21, and 4 districts. And it does take a bit of doing, and you'll get plenty of input from a variety of observers who want to make sure some little part of the old logos survives and gets added to the new logo.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bill. And it's also, there are a legion of transition tasks that will be involved to launch the new RFA, but that's one that there's always a lot of interest around from the employees, and it's a great opportunity to engage them and help them design what they're going to be wearing and what will show up for the community. So thanks for that reminder. And
Sure.
generally, as we would start on a lot of those transition tasks as soon as the decision is made to go to the ballot, because it's a very, very fast track from August 3rd to October 1st to set up the new agency and have the books and be ready to pay the employees and all the rest of it. It's a big lift in the transition period, and Bill's just a point is a good reminder of that, and one of the more interesting and fun parts of that transition.
I think I could probably safely say is I don't think there's anything that District 4's logo is that any of us would have any concern with. We're so used to the North Whatcom patch here, and it's great. And, you know, so if they want to tweak it a little bit or something, but it pretty much is what all the firefighters up here and our folks are. The only difference is maybe if we've got a District 4 rig up here, but the correct name of the RFA it's going to be North Whatcom Regional Fire Authority. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so the patches, that's all just extra money. I think we've got a good patch with theirs if it works, but that's up to, I guess, everybody else. That's just my thought.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. You know, that and the color of the rigs is always a fun discussion to have.
We go white.
Not blue or white or green or whatever. So, but anyway, all right. I don't have anything else. So I will put my motion to adjourn out there.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you, everyone. And we'll make sure we get back to Karen if we have any comments or concerns.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.